Now the micro. What the heck? So everything is silent? What the heck, man? What the heck? Steam streaming microphone. Man, that is incredibly annoying. Fine. Yeah, I'll disable everything because I'm not using that. And then on this one, I'll do the same. Hello, hello. It is working, right? Twice. So which should be the one? I can technically disable this, but yeah, that should be the result, right? From the prologue from the first chapter. Yeah, so if it's something, I'll just press some. Hmm? Oh no. Okay, let's try that again. Did I effed up? I mean, this is a different version, so let's try that again. Ixil, AF common. Did I F up? It's not booting, there's an error. So Ixil F95. Oh no. Miscellaneous typos and formatting errors. Ah, I hate it. So, oh, come on. But I can't really start. That's effed up. So, yeah, okay, fuck this. Ixil. 0.0 download. God dang it, it's not compatible. The save that I actually started the game is 1.0 and 1.01. That is a monitor, if I remember correctly. This is the monitor.
I have a
Monitor
bad habit
PC.
of browsing eBay really late at night and buying some weird random computers like, well, this one.
Oh, it's a router.
I actually know very little about this
It's a router
system, but I
PC.
have a feeling it's going to be fun to tinker with. I mean, just look at all these ports and gizmos on the side. In this video, we're going to clean this thing up, crack it open, and see what all it can do. Granted, that is assuming we can actually get this thing turned on. And nothing. For use in I have no way to know for sure, but I have a feeling this was originally in a semi-truck or some sort of commercial vehicle and used for fleet tracking or something similar. And while it might look like a similar PC I took a look at a while back, which came from a fast food restaurant, this is unlike any other system I've tested out on this channel. Because this was designed to operate inside a vehicle, it has some features you wouldn't expect to see on a normal PC. These might not be that helpful for everyday typical tasks, but can be very useful for specific projects, or just a lot of fun to tinker with. As I said earlier, I found this while browsing eBay and won the auction for $30, although I paid about $55 with shipping. So did I get a good deal, or did I just completely waste my money? Well, I honestly have no idea. I don't even know if I can turn this thing on because, well, you might have noticed it doesn't have a typical DC barrel jack for power. Now, what I definitely know isn't a waste of money is the sponsor of this video, private internet access. A VPN like PIA is a great tool in your tech tool belt to help maintain your digital privacy.
If I remember it,
For
was
example,
pretty
PIA helps
decent.
to keep your connections private when on a shady public Wi-Fi network. It also helps prevent your internet service provider from keeping tabs on what you're doing and potentially even throttling certain types of traffic.
I might
Now,
as
I know a
well
lot of you
download
watching
it.
this
Already
video are
here.
already thinking to yourself,
Hey buddy, I run my own VPN server.
and that's great, me too. Even if you self-host your own VPN, PIA can be a great complement, and there's a reason why different access most eBay. And one of check out the system seems to have, I want to make sure I can actually even turn it on. This does have a DC input which can accept between 9 and 32 volts, but it also has this third pin which is labeled IGN, which I've done a little bit of research, and I believe that ignition wire would actually be a signal that would, well, tell this PC whenever the ignition was on. That way it wouldn't just be pulling power and draining the vehicle's battery. Now, I did find the manual on OnLogic's website, which was actually extremely detailed. I mean, it had pinouts of like every single connection basically on this system, but there wasn't specific detail about how that ignition pin worked. After some digging, I believe that I can basically just short the positive terminal to this ignition terminal with a resistor, like a 1 kilo ohm resistor, and that should do the trick, but I really don't know. So I think before digging too far into this, I'm going to go see if I can actually get this to turn on. All right, so I've got this 19 volt DC power supply, and then I also have this little barrel jack adapter that I've already made. Let's see what happens here. But I'm hoping, press, all right. Like I said, I have a feeling by default, at least, this little ignition terminal needs to be shorted or needs to have a resistor.
Mr. Blackheart joined the stream.
Ideal.
Oh, hello
Let's
there,
see if
Mr.
it
Blackheart.
works.
Welcome to the live stream.
Mr.
Welcome.
Blackheart liked the
Oh,
stream.
hey.
How are you?
Nothing blew up.
Nag-relax
and I
lang
don't think
eh.
you can see probably just yet.
Okay, what happened?
Oh, hey. Let's see if it works. Okay, nothing. Oh, hey. Nothing blew up.
Okay lang
and
naman.
I don't think you can see
Nag-relax lang ako.
probably just
Download
yet.
lang ng YouTube
But there
videos.
is
Ikaw ba?
Oh, it
Gusto
was,
ka
the
rin?
power button was red. Now it's blue. Getting some beeps. And yeah, this
Ikaw kamusta
ACC
naman?
light is also lit up. And
Hindi
we're
pa rin
in the
Same
tapos ang
lang.
problema sa
So I would
mundo.
say
Yeah,
it
same
works.
lang din.
All right, so
Hindi
now we know it
matatapos ang
works, so let's
problema,
talk
pero
about
hindi
some
pa
of
naman
the
magugulo ang
specifics of
mundo.
this
So
thing.
I guess it's
One of the
better
first
that
things I
way.
noticed after pulling this out of the box was that
It's
it
better
came with
that
some
way.
little
So
extra
sa akin,
goodies.
pero okay lang.
First of all, I have this
bad.
Wi-Fi antenna, which definitely isn't broken. It also came with this 90-degree VGA adapter, which should be super helpful, I imagine. And it even came with a wireless mouse or keyboard dongle, so things are looking... Okay, so it's all that much, but hey, still, it was too annoying. Designed as a rugged system, it's in a passively very loose but included mount that I mentioned earlier. There's also 4 COM ports for serial connections, although the 4th is also
Shimiyu
labeled as
Hoseki
video
Tsuki
in.
joined the
I'm not
stream.
really sure
First
if
time
it
at-
would work or what
Hoseki
hardware
Tsuki.
I would even be able to
Hoseki
use with it. I might
Tsuki.
have to
Welcome,
hit up
welcome.
Cathode Ray Dude or
Welcome
something
Hello.
to
to
the
figure out how that would
live
work,
stream.
but it is
Hello.
interesting.
Yan,
There's
relax
also
lang
another
ako.
9-pin
Nanood lang ako
connector that
ng...
looks like one of the other COM ports, but
But
it's labeled
anyway, okay
DIO,
lang
which
naman
I'm
ako.
assuming
Okay
is
lang.
digital I/O. So I'm curious to
Gusto
see
ko
what
maglaro
it
ng
can
visual
do.
Girl,
novel,
old
but I...
man.
There's
Shot
also this
face.
6-pin
Oh, hello
Molex
there.
connection,
Yes,
which I
hello.
believe
Yes,
is a
yes, yes.
power
I am an
outlet,
old
so I'm
man.
pretty-
Kaya nag-relax na lang ako kasi pagod na ako. Saka, palpak yung plano ko eh. I was planning to play a
Ah.
visual novel. Kaso, puta. Hindi ko na-copy yung... Hindi ko na-compare. Okay. Actually, copied the same file. Tapos ang plano ko, magda-download na lang ako ng bagong copy sa F95. Yung hentai game. Tapos,
Nilaro mo na yung once human.
oh yeah.
I'm
Nalaro ko
outside.
siya for a few times lang. Kaso medyo nawalan ako ng interest kasi naglalaro pa rin ako ng Fallout 76. Medyo may similarity yung dalawa.
I'm too stupid for this.
What do you mean I'm too stupid? What do you mean?
Zipper mouth face.
Why? May tanong ka. Libre tanong. Ayos lang. Yes. Kasi, dinaray din ako. Inask ako ng isa kong viewer dati na maglaro kasama niya. Okay naman, I like it. Kaso, similar siya sa Fallout 76. Kaya, sabi ko, stop ko lang kasi ang problem.
What's your dream job? I'm outside.
Okay. Interesting. Dream job. Madali lang naman. Sa akin kasi, ang talagang hobby ko is video game related or kahit sa pag-assemble na ng computer, tinkering. So, I guess kung sa ganoon, kaso, in my opinion, limited yung kanyang
She knew you
options.
Hoseki
So,
Tsuki like the
maybe a
stream.
place that I could sell computers or sell games or repair consoles and games, ganon. Pero sa opinion ko, hindi siya ganon ka-practical kasi ang gaming naman is medyo, in a weird sense, limited lang ang audience. Ang family business namin ay hardware saka pintura. So, at least noon pa, nadjudge ko na siya na at least yun, semi-consistent. Ang problem, sabi nga nila,
Man, it feels like I'm listening to a teacher heartbreak.
I know, bakit? Basta mo magkwento ba? Yes, I'm an
Loudly
old man.
crying, loudly
Saka
crying.
mag-50 na ako eh. Ano magagawa ko? It's the least that I can do, okay? Magkwento. Kasi pagod na yung katawan ko. Marami na akong sakit. Hindi na yata ako magtatagal sa mundo. Or something like that. Pero hindi naman. Tinatamad lang talaga ako kasi habang wala si Commander, that means my wife, ito lang yung opportunity ko na wala talagang iniisip. I could just sit, ignore anything. Kasi habang nandyan si
Over-married.
Commander, yes, bubugbugin niya ako. Hindi niya gusto pag
Open
nagigaming
mouth
ako.
face.
So, bubugbugin niya ako. Wala akong peace of mind or siya naman ang alalalahanin ko.
You've reached 30
Or
minutes
nag-aalala ako
stream.
na bugbugin niya ako kasi nagigaming ako. But ngayon lang ako talagang may time na pwede akong humiga at umupo and relax, you know. Ganon. So, I guess yun ang mahirap pag yung asawa mo is hindi naman siya, kaya niya mag-gaming but iba yung gaming niya. Hyper casual lang siya, mobile games lang siya. So,
Face with spiral eyes.
hindi niya gets yung mga ganon. So, I guess ang masasabi ko na lang din is kung hindi ka kung gusto mo magkaasawa, i-make sure mo na naintindihan niya yung hobbies mo or mas maganda, similar kayo ng hobbies. Kaso, ang medyo magwo-worsen pa niyan kung ikaw ay kung pareho kayong introvert or
I'm too
pareho
young for
kayong
this conversation.
extrovert. Bakit?
Loudly crying,
Why?
loudly
No,
crying.
okay lang. Disco, you can ask anything. It doesn't matter. Okay lang. So, kung meron kang curiosity, kung paano mag-asawa, paano manligaw, whatever. Walang bawal na tanong. Yan. Kahit not safe for work na tanong, sasagutin ko. Yan. It's the least that I can do. Okay? Kasi ako nakatambay lang ngayon eh.
Is senior high hard? Face holding back
Gano'n ka
tears.
katalino? Pag hindi ka nagre-review sa exam, pumapasa ka ba? Can you speak English as good as me? Can you speak in English on your teacher like me and they would be impressed? If you could say yes to both, then ang masasabi ko na lang is, yes. Ang magiging issue mo is yung mga subject na kahinaan mo. For example, my currently rotting brain, my oldie brain, hindi niya kayang i-handle ang advanced mathematics. So, that means trigonometry, that means calculus. Pagdating doon, hindi na gana utak ko. Talagang walang sense sa akin.
The funny
Although-
thing I can understand math except fro Filipino. Face holding back tears, face holding back tears.
Wait, what do you mean? What exactly do you mean? Filipino math isn't exactly Filipino. What is the relation of Filipino and math? Did I miss something?
Oh.
I mean, numbers are universal, but Filipino doesn't really matter. But if you're talking about Filipino subject, then yun nga lang. You really need to practice that. Kung sanay ka, if you're used to English and you still need...
TBH the only good at math and English. Heartbreak.
Okay lang yun. It's okay. It's okay. So you mean Filipino as a subject. I thought you literally mean there is a subject today that combines Filipino and math. I am really curious because I have seen some really dumb students nowadays. But that's just my opinion, okay? Kasi I have seen that in my own eyes or ears because...
No, I understand, but mostly I'm scared being failure to my family.
No. There's no such thing as a failure. Opinion ko yon. But, ganito lang yan. I guess you can argue na you can only be a total failure if you give up in life. So, what do I mean by that? What is the minimum requirement in life, diba? If you're gonna ask me that, I'm gonna tell you that the minimum requirement in life is you can do all the things you want and you're not a burden to someone else. If you can
Is
say
this
yes...
free therapy loudly crying?
Pwede naman kung gusto mo. That's the point. Kaya nga ako nandito, nananahimik na lang ako eh. Bakit hindi? Di ba?
Ha ha ha.
Ba't hindi? Andito na tayo eh. Di ba? Oh. If you're not a burden, then there's no problem. And then you do what... And then if you can do, wala na nga bayad eh. Di na nga ako nag-expect ng donation eh. I'm not even expecting a donation.
Ha 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 ha.
So, ganito na lang. If you're not bothering anyone, then good, right? What do you mean you're not bothering? Kahit sabihin mong you're 40 years old, nakatira ka pa rin sa parents mo. But if you're helping your parents and then they're happy that you're there, hindi ka pahirap. Wow. Thank you for the donation. Thank you. But you get what I mean, di ba? Tas pangalawa, you can do, if you are being able to do what you want and you are happy about it. Sa akin, yun yung two minimum. Ignore the people that said, oh, you need to be rich or you need to do anything, you need to become powerful. But if that's actually your dream, then okay, sige, do it. But if you're like me, whose perfect life is like, oh, if I could be sitting in the front of a computer, play video games, and do my job all at the same time
I'm
here.
like a person who listen and just obey.
Actually, ganyan din ako noon. Kahit naman in a sense, in a weird way, ganyan din ako in real life, normally, beyond this computer. I am at my family's family business because I follow it. But then, I also realized that this is the most consistent source of income for my family. So, okay lang. My commander, my wife, of course, I follow her because I judge her actions and her instructions to me. And at least on that perspective, I understand that she is just doing what is right. So, okay lang. Walang masamang sumunod. Unless ang utos sa'yo, siguro pumatay ka ng tao tapos wala kang mapapala. That's dumb.
Oof.
if you're being instructed to hurt someone tapos wala kang mapapala, that's dumb. But if it earns you money, but hindi. O yan na, hint, wig, wig. So, pwede ka ng hitman kung gundo ka masaya eh. Okay, that's half a joke. Pero,
Parang teacher na lang ka.
yun lang, wala namang mapagkwentuhan eh. Unless tatanungin mo ako sa mga weirdong video games na nilalaro ko dati. Na ngayon ay medyo wala akong time
6,
kasi...
1 plus 1.
Pucha. Siyempre 2. Normally 2. Kung may,
H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A.
But. Ano? Tawag doon. Kung 1 plus 1 talaga is, ang sagot dyan is...
First timer.
10 ang sagot. 1-0 ang sagot. Kung depende sa perspective. Blazer, welcome to the live stream. No, I'm talking about binary. So, 0 and 1. But 2 ones equals 1 0. Okay? That's binary. Ayun yung pilosopong sagot.
Just go. I'm scared.
Ba't ka naman matatakot? Come on. Kaya nga, kahit gano'ng ka-weirdong tanong, I'm just here to answer your question. Like, importante ba na mahaba? importante ba na dapat ay malaki? Depende
Anyway.
yan. Kahit ano, as in,
Thank you for free therapy.
lol, okay, no
Face
problem.
holding
You're
back
welcome, you're
tears.
welcome.
Pretty sure, let's say you
Bye
had
bye.
24 volts
Okay,
coming into this,
okay.
but you also wanted to power
Bye-bye,
another
take
device
care.
or system
You're always
that
welcome to come
needed
back.
12 volts,
Bye-bye.
you could run
I
that
hope you
12
get
volts
more
off of
views.
this.
Wala na akong pag-asa dyan.
GI1 and
I
Colon
literally,
closing parenthesis,
I literally
closing
ruined
parenthesis.
my algorithm. I have been live streaming and gaming,
And then we also have
recording videos in YouTube for 10 years. I still have no subscribers and
On
watchers.
the front
I
things
don't
get
expect
even
that
more
anymore.
interesting.
Okay, sige,
First of all, we have
bye-bye.
the power button, which I guess we already took a look at, as well as some indicator LEDs, which they're labeled hard drive, ACC, WWAN, and UPS. So I'm not really sure what all of those, well, I could take some guesses here. I'm assuming HDD is hard drive activity, and that the WWAN is for a cellular connection or something like that. You probably also noticed the 4 gigabit interfaces, so you could potentially turn this into a router or some other device that would use those, which is pretty cool. There's also 4 USB 3 ports, I'm assuming. I'm assuming with the age of the system, these are going to be 5 gigabit per second, and the fact that you have connected. These first thoughts are you could put 2 SS to get this cracked open. And then also plugged in a few more Cinebench runs in to see how well this Ivy Bridge mobile CPU performs. I ran Cinebench R15 rather than R23, with this being an older CPU, and as per usual, I grabbed a few other results for some comparison. The score of 141 put the RT130 with its i3-3217UE roughly between a J1900 and a J2900.
Yeah, that's old.
And you can also see how it compares to a more modern N100 CPU and a typical mini PC.
Yeah, that's a
The
huge.
RT130 drew around 14
It's a
watts
third
at idle,
gen, but
and
ultra
took up to
efficient.
around 24 watts when running Cinebench. Not really the greatest in terms of efficiency, but it's probably what you should expect from a system that's around 12 years old. GPIO info, it didn't seem to be recognized. I checked the BIOS to make sure there wasn't a setting that needed to be enabled or something, but no luck there either. Maybe there was more that could be done
So
here,
anyway,
but if
how
so, it's
about
outside the
you?
scope of what I could do without
Blazer,
really
if
digging
you're
into
still
things,
there.
which is a
Hello,
bummer
good
because I
evening.
had already bought this
Girl,
little
I'm
break
just
out adapter.
relaxing here, just
Oh well. Instead,
watching
I moved
random
on and
YouTube
actually installed
videos.
Linux Mint. While decade-old CPUs might not be ideal for running something like Windows 10, I thought the system could still manage some light desktop tasks with a Linux distribution like Linux Mint, paired with OpenSense and a ZFS mirror for some redundancy. I labeled all of the interfaces, connected the WAN port, hooked up a gigabit switch to the LAN port, and then configured all of the interfaces in OpenSense. Everything showed up as expected, and while it was just handling traffic from my PC, it still delivered impressive speeds, managing a full gigabit connection without any issues. I also configured a VPN connection to forward all of my outbound traffic through PIA, and, well, performance here took a massive dip. But that isn't PIA's fault. You can see here when connecting to the exact same VPN server from my desktop, performance is much better. And I think the issue here is that the Ivy Bridge i3 doesn't support the AES NI instruction set. These instructions drastically improve data encryption and decryption, so this probably wouldn't be the best option if you're looking to tunnel a lot of traffic through a VPN. But for a simple gigabit router, this seems like it could be a really solid
Yeah,
option.
it's basically a
You
router.
obviously have flexibility with 4 interfaces, you get reliability from 2 hot swappable SSDs,
But
and it's
yeah,
completely
this is for
silent and
advanced
doesn't
people.
accumulate dust over
A
time
normal
thanks to the
people
passive
wouldn't have
nature
any
design.
reason to buy
And you
this.
can even add more interfaces with
Because
the
you
mini
know,
PCIe
a
slots,
normal router
which
would
I also
suffice.
tried out. I swapped out the Wi-Fi card for a mini PCIe to M.2 E-key adapter, and then there I plugged in this 2.5 gigabit NIC. I was also able to screw that
Ooh.
into where the COM3 port was before I demolished it. And after getting the Realtek drivers installed, the 2.5 gig interface was listed and available. While I already had the system opened up, I also wanted to test out those internal SATA connections. The SATA dump port seemed pretty straightforward, but I had also noticed in the manual that it appears the SATA power header supported 12 volts rather than just 5, so it seems like you could technically power a 3.5-inch hard drive. Now, I have no idea where you would actually fit one of those in here pad that would fit. That adapter, however, was intended to go the other way. Now, this wouldn't really be a Hardware Haven video without some serious error, which I thought should theoretically, after confirming nothing was on fire, worked. Still, I have no idea where or how you would actually add a hard drive to a system like this, but because of how little space there is inside this chassis, it's going to be really tricky to implement any upgrades or mods. This is actually the heatsink for the CPU that makes things much more difficult. In fact, I made sure not to run the system for very long with the top of the case removed, because there was only so much heat that could be dissipated through just the heat spreader, and the CPU would eventually really start to heat up. So if you do plan to pick up something like this to tinker with, it might be important to keep that in mind. That being said, I wasn't done tinkering. This thing was originally meant to go inside a vehicle, so I figure, why not put it inside a vehicle? It is burning up. I need to turn the car on. So I picked up this little 12-volt adapter that I snipped off the ends and wired up. We're getting power like this. All right, so it's gonna be a little hard to see here, but I have Windows running.
that's
Technically,
too
this
bright.
does support a touchscreen. It makes it a little bit more useful in the car. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Don't know how useful this really is. Okay, so I actually just ran a quick errand, and the whole time, this has just been running Cinebench. I don't think you can see it because the screen's not that bright. Probably
Yeah.
because it runs off of 5 volts from USB, but oh well. It works. I don't know how useful it is. I don't really know what all you could do with this that you couldn't just do with a laptop. But I guess if you did need a permanent computer for some reason that pulling it over and
It
over
really
was
depends.
pretty
For most
time-consuming.
people, it
The
won't
clapping
have
trick
any good
doesn't
purpose.
actually work.
Okay, is it done? Yeah. Curtain call. Is this like an omake? It's pretty small. Seriously. It is really damn small. Might as well play it already here. But I'm positive that this is a hentai scene, so I gotta be careful about that. Oh, it's a 4x3. God dang. Okay. It's a 4x3. Yeah, shit. It's old. This shit is old. Oh yeah, the volume. Sorry, gotta check the volume. Close your ears. Okay. And okay, and yeah, it's an omake, and then there's a new story. Where is the image? Like the image, the sensor. Yeah, but I'll stretch it again. If there was an itchy scene that would happen, I would need to do this as a bypass, I guess. As a panic button. Oh no. Wait, what the hell is it? Oh, okay. Because it's not the 4x3. No, it's literally the same. So I don't care. There. Can I get the text bigger? No, it's not. Yeah, I haven't played this, but I do remember playing the original Kira Kira. I really like it because it gave me the impression how to have a schizophrenia. Oh, I gotta need it faster. It's too slow. System setting. Bandwidth exit. Oh yeah, I'm a fast reader, okay? If you really wanted me to auto, just tell me, okay? Car keys. Oh, my senpai's banned. I mean, that's not exact. Yeah, in a I guess personal. No. I guess if you would argue it in a in its face value, yes, that is the point. But of course, there is something deeper usually. But I am not that big of a music guy. But it's probably like sharing feelings. Nah. Yeah, there. Ooh. Well, that's some fighting words.
Oh, そうたか。よく来てくれたな。
Hey, did someone? Was someone just speaking? No, not the visual novel, but
遠慮しないでこっち来い。おいみんな。こいつ俺の昔からの後輩。今度バンドを組むってんで。
okay, be right back. Sorry. I swear there's someone discussing.
Sphilolalia Honeybee Lat joined the stream.
Visual novel. But now let's go here. Anything. The heck. Hey, hello there. Spalolalia. Welcome back. Yeah. I'm just getting my breaks. Hey. Lemon drinks. Royal Lemon. Oh, sorry.
そういやお前相談があるんだって言ってたな。この後時間あるんだろ。遠慮すんなって。俺とお前の仲じゃんかよ。今日は俺気分がいい。バンドってのがどういうものかじっくりと俺が教えてやるよ。
Yeah. Golden Week. Honda Sutaphobia.
どうしたのきゅライブハウス参考にな
悪いまたまあな。
このホンダ
いやさ、あんまベタベタさ。
Yeah.
う
Ooh.
ちのバンドの大ファンなんだって
Huge
さ。
fans of our band. Yeah.
バンドのことで相談があるって言ってた。
Ooh. Ooh, it's the kind of stuff that happens after a band performance.
いいからグズグズすんなっ
Yeah,
て。
here we go. Oh, there is something not safe for work. I don't think this is gonna have a safe for work setting. Yeah, I don't see anything. Yep. So if there is something, I'm just gonna censor it and then double check. Oh, no.
まだラモンズが好きなのか。
Ramones.
たまには別のアーティストも聞かないと感性。
あ、この子かわ
まあね。そう見えてそいついい学校に通ってるんだぜ。
Oh, hey!
Obi学園って知ってる？
Jinx, sorry. Yeah, the TTS was technically disabled. Here we go, it's enabled now. Hey, Jinx, how have you been? How have you been?
Jinx069 says, "Idiot, how are you?"
Oh, come on, you were so nice earlier. Now you're telling me I'm an idiot. It's okay, I'm still an idiot. How about you? Still an idiot?
本当？友達のお金持ちの
そうだった。ああ、すまんすまん。すぐはなあ、そうだ。ステージに上がるようになってからさ、何もかも。
Jinx069 says, "You know already now that we're about idiots. I
guess
like
so, I
making
guess
fun
so.
of you. It's my love
No
language to
problem, no
you."
problem, man.
多分な。まだ条件面でうまく。あまり言わないでくれよ。そうだ。才能。
Jinx069 says, "Lag."
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised, man. I mean, I actually got my internet restored just today. Actually, I for 3 days I have no internet. So yeah.
まあそうだ。話聞いてたろ。そうだとも。そうさ。だからお前も早くバンドを。お前もきっとうまくいくよ。もうすぐ着く。
Sorry, I was late. I was late. My bad, my bad. Yeah, he was actually planning something else. I'm an idiot. I forgot. Yeah. So,
何つったって見てんだ。
oh, no. Yeah, he wants his groupies. So, yeah.
Jinx069 says, "My Wi-Fi is shit."
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're not seeing anything. Yeah, so he doesn't want to because I guess we're just in the beginning, so he just wants to know. I'm not even sure what he wants to ask him. He's senpai.
ねえ。
なん。
Whoa. See? It doesn't matter.
バカだな。朝まで好き。
そうよ。あなたも私が。
Jinx069 says, "Bruh."
You just didn't see that, okay? You didn't see that.
まさかお前。仮にもバンドやろうってやつが。お前だって。
This is actually an old one.
ほらかわいい後輩そんなものそうた俺がお前怖がるなってセックスドラッグロッ
Rock
ク
and
ンロー
roll.
ルだ
KingJinx069 says,
Yeah, sure.
by the way, I have a question about something.
Yeah, sure. Rage. He doesn't want it.
はなんだよ
そうよ
おい日本何
Yeah.
昔のことなん
The
て忘れろよ
pure for the
今の
love of
方
the
が
music.
何もかもずっと光っ
Just knock yourself out. Shine even brighter. Honda Suta.
何言ってん
It's a little bit dramatic, but I get what he's coming from. Okay, so yeah. Okay, that is done. The ecchi scene is now done. So anyway. Yeah, what happened there is that the scene that I forgot to censor in the first like 10 seconds was Suta, his kohai, I think. Oh no, not Suta. His senpai. Suta's senpai is trying to do he was in his they have driven to a love hotel and he wants his groupies basically. But Suta here didn't really like that because he was trying to know, I think, how he felt, and he doesn't like that part. I guess he is one of those purists who wants to share the emotion through music.
KingJinx069 says, I know that you have corn hub.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so what about it, man? Yeah, okay, at least that's reasonable for him. He earned money and women, he's living out his desires.
You've reached 60 minutes streamed.
In order what they want.
KingJinx069 says, view sometimes like manually doing that you how can I say this goon playing games of that.
What do you mean? Wait. Can you clarify what you mean? I mean, I'm playing a not safe for work visual novel here. So, so what do you mean? You can stream on YouTube on games like this, but again, if someone reports me or it got detected by YouTube's automatic detection, I could get a strike for not safe for work stuff because those things aren't really allowed on YouTube. So what do you mean manually? So you want this emergency image? Well, it's an OBS thing. You know, for other VTubers or other streamers, you can put your image as okay, never mind. Is that your question? Yes or no? I need to clarify.
KingJinx069 says, okay, the word is edging yourself.
No, I'm not edging myself. Come on. I'm literally playing this visual novel not to get off because this is a visual novel series that is actually close to my heart. This visual novel's name is Kira Kira Curtain Call, and it is technically sorta kinda sequel to Kira Kira. It is an old visual novel that is I like the storyline because the safe for work part of the story is pretty wholesome. It's about a high school classmates who have decided to make a roaming band, and they got decently popular. But the protagonist got roped into joining the band, although the band is an all girl band, so he needed to disguise himself as a man. So that's the funny part. But of course, there is after that good part, there always the sad part of the story. And it's pretty bad. Some of those are pretty heartbreaking. So I'll always remember this visual novel with fondness. So this is a pseudo sequel, I think. This is according to the description, the protagonist of this game visual novel is Sutha. He also wants to, I guess, feel music. And then here's his story.
パーキーズのライブ
KingJinx069 says. I mean, are you planning to anyways?
No, not really. No. I do not fap to this kind of stuff anymore. Not because, well, I basically read these visual novels for the story, not really for the porn anymore.
KingJinx069
There's something
says.
better.
Okay.
There is something better. If I just want to get off, there's a lot things better.
うわ
You know, like
そり
actual
ゃま
porn.
た
Although
随分
technically
アダ
this
ル
is
トなこと
porn.
があったんだね LA
KingJinx069 says. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I am also super. I read stuff super fast because I want to shortcut the story. My time is limited now, being old and stuff. I want to form a band. So he got angry at his senpai because he is doing the groupies, and I think he disagrees violently with that. That's why. I want to say this. I want my bed to be something isn't miserable like that. Pathetic thing. It will shine brilliantly like the sun. What is his definition of
KingJinx069
shining
says.
brightly?
Guaranteed.
Well, not really. Ooh, that is super loud. Sorry. Ooh, that is super loud. Sorry for the really loud volume, okay?
KingJinx069 says.
ここまで見たらそこがゴールなんてそんなのはナンセンス目指す場所があればあとは振り向かず行けばいいかそらるいがむしゃらいじゃん自分のことが好きそう言えるように進めばいいじゃん殻を破ってほら星になれ I'll do forever together
There.
KingJinx069 says. What did you say?
Oh, I just apologize because the opening movie for the visual novel happened and it's too loud. Sorry. It was too loud. I just saying cover your ears and I apologize because it was too loud.
KingJinx069 says.
きっと間違ってはないと思うよ。ロックのことは僕にはよくわからないけど。
Sorry, I'm not even sure. I don't even
僕
remember
そっちゃらし
now.
いと思う。
I'm just explaining that it's probably it's just related to the story that I am playing right now. Because he was talking about the protagonist here. He's probably thinking about there are some people who just want to be let's just say in a band or popular or being an artist or a movie star because they just want to become popular and powerful. However, there are other people who wants to become, those things like a singer, a popular star, stuff like that because they actually wanted to act or something like that. Not because they want to become popular or something to that effect. That's how I understood.
でもいた
KingJinx069 says. By the way, can I know what kind of porn are you into? I'm curious.
Oh,
後で先輩に謝っておいた方がいいよ
wow, I'm actually pretty flexible. I could actually tell you the type of porn that I don't like at all. So, I have no issues with majority of porn, but there are specific kind of porns that I literally near zero interest. So, for example, male to male is definitely a no-no for me. I can take it and I can watch it, but it's not really for me. That's one. If you're gonna ask me, another category is scat category. Have you seen Two Girls One Cup? Those kind of stuff, no, sorry. It's not really for me. That's one. The third category that I really don't like, bestiality. I really don't like that. People with animals are no, sorry. It's not really my type. There is no way you could get me off that. I could be curious to watch, but no, it's not really for me on that point. Now for the milder categories, well, BDSM is not exactly for me either. Although, I could easily, it's slightly less more extreme to me. So, for example, if it's BDSM, where the female is the dominating one, and it is not too violent, and it's more like light teasing rather than extreme, like the real stuff, that's the stuff that is more extreme than 50 Shades of Grey, and it's the female that is dominating, I could take it better. But if it's the male that is dominating and the male is quite violent and stuff like that, I don't like it. It's a lot less interesting to me and I won't be able to take it. Yeah, so those are the kind of porn categories that I actually don't like.
KingJinx069 says. Fair enough, but what does that mean?
What do you mean, what does that mean? You explain to me. What does that mean? I'm just saying that I am pretty flexible with porn. It's just there are some categories that I am very, very uninterested. For example, female is kind of boring to me. I do get it, and I'm very sure that a lot of people will get off to it. But for me, female is kind of boring to me.
The mild one.
I mean, I'm not saying it's mild. It's more like, for example, you do know what is BDSM, right? If you know BDSM, just text to me that yes, I know what BDSM means. If you don't know what BDSM means, I will explain to you what BDSM means.
KingJinx069 says.
Oh, come on. Then you just listen to me and I can't even show you. Okay, so I guess I'll try this in a way. BDSM is a type of let's just say interaction with two partners in which you could do anything. For example, have you watched 50 Shades of Grey? Have you seen the movie 50 Shades of Grey? Or have you read the book 50 Shades of Grey? Just say yes or no.
KingJinx069.
Then how can I describe it? Can you Google BDSM? When I say BDSM, I say it like this. BDSM.
Striderfm says. BDSM.
There.
Striderfm and #039 S old stuff says. BDSM.
Lol.
Strider from says.
That's it. That's it.
BDSM.
でも悪いそれちょっとそうかなあ思い出した100円得した気分だ僕はロッカーのことはわからないけどそうちゃんにはでも人にはそう別に
King Jinx 069 says. Okay.
Just Google it, okay? So you could understand what I'm talking about. So on BDSM, someone has to be the dominating one and someone has to be the passive one. You know, who's top or who's bottom. I mean, it's being joked about,
069 says.
but
I did.
what I meant is, unfortunately, BDSM is kind of, it could go as bad as torture or it could go as easy as, yung kinikilite. What was that? Ano ba sa English yun? What was that in English? Tickling. So the point is, someone has to be dominating and someone has to be passive. So, in that idea, if the aggressive one is the male and the one being, I guess, hurt is the female. Of course, the argument on BDSM is the passive one or the bottom has to agree, no? So it means they agreed to it and they're okay with what is happening. It's not really forceful. It's an agreement between two people. So I don't like BDSM if the male is the top and he's also very violent or forceful. However, the opposite is slightly better for me. But I don't like if the female is too violent either. However, if it's a lot of teasing and the male still gets what they want in the end, that's a lot better for me. It's like teasing because, you know. So for me, teasing is better than outright, you know, making the other partner suffer. And I slightly prefer female dom rather than a male dom.
King Jinx 069 says.
例えば
Yeah.
死というものなんか
So
は
hopefully you get what I mean.
絶対
So
誰でも
okay.
一度しか経験できないじゃない
So okay, I'm gonna type this here. Do you know bestiality?
Strider from says. Do you know bestiality?
There.
Strider from and
There. If you know that, say yes or no, okay?
でもだからって人は
King Jinx 069 says.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me,
そんなやつ
that is generally no. Although I can take fictional, so what I meant is real bestiality. However, if it's fictional, let's just say, you know, let's just, what is a good, technically bestiality, but it's fantasy. For example, you have Lord of the Rings, right?
King Jinx 069 says. My Wi-Fi.
Yeah, if your Wi-Fi is bad, I'm sorry for you. But I'm just trying to, you know, if my stream is bad for you, my apologies. So what I meant is, for example, you have Lord of the Rings, you have orcs there, you have
King Jinx
supernatural
069
creatures,
says.
and...
Fuck.
What do you mean? Sorry, now I'm getting confused. So, what I meant is, if there is a sexual interaction between a human and non-human, I don't mind. That's basically what I meant. So, in fantasy settings, I have no issues. But in real life, oh no, I'm sorry, I can't. So, for example, furries. Let's just say there's a fictional furry story. So what I meant is anthropomorphized cat girls or, you know, anthropomorphized dogs that walks on two legs and they're having sexual relations with a human. I'm okay with that. But actual real bestiality, real life, real footage, oh no, sorry.
とにかくさ人にはタイプでも 人それぞれゴールは違う。そうちゃんみたいに素直なの。うん。
KingJinx069 says. Okay, it's not your stream. That's
Yeah,
bad, it's
probably
just
it
my
is. Sorry,
Wi-Fi.
man. Yeah. What's your Wi-Fi? Is it only SIM card or is it PLDT? What ISP is it? What internet provider are you using? Yeah, sometimes it's just fucked up. I mean, my internet is so fucked up that I got disconnected for 3 days. Oh, you don't know? Okay. Do you want to know? You can go to this
ち
website.
ょっと太陽みたいだよね。
Strider from says.
There. Let me show you.
KingJinx069 says.
Hey, I'm just showing you if you want to know, okay? Wait a second. So, for example, like this.
KingJinx069 says. Now I know all that you don't like now and I want to know every type that
I
you
guess
like.
so. So if you look at speedtest.net, you see this. This one. Example, it's like this. This is my internet provider. PLDT Home Fiber. So if you want to know yours, just go to speedtest.net and you're probably gonna know who is your internet provider, okay? Anyway, let's go back.
目立ちすぎだよ。その頭そのままで。忘れてるの？ほら、吉沢。なんでそうなるかな。それは。そうか。ま、
KingJinx069 says. I'm back.
Oh, hey.
その革のアクセサリーとかもやめ。どうし。
Well, because, you know, that's the rules in the school.
Tell me, what do you like?
I mean, I have, like I said, it's not...
KingJinx069 says.
No,
Just
no, no,
avoided
no.
that
I
question.
have no... It's like this. I have no issues with that. What do you like? Oh, fuck me. Look, I don't want you to blackmail me, okay? So I'm just gonna give you some hint. I can't really exactly show you. So, for example... Okay, wait a second. I'm gonna save the game. There. So, if you're gonna ask me, what are the type of... I have no issues with vanilla. Vanilla is just so romantic is better for me. So, if the sex scenes have feelings and it's just, you know, sex for the sake of sex or lust, the better. So, I'm a vanilla person. That's one. So, I actually want it if there's an imbalance dynamic. So, what do I mean by that? So, I prefer, if, for example, if the female is very masculine or tall, and the male is very short, or vice versa, it doesn't matter. As long as they're in an imbalance in the two partners, yet they make it work, I like that one. Because sometimes unique things happen. So, for example, do you know in basic porn, where if the actress or one of the performers is very small, they pair them up with the opposite partner that is very big instead. So it usually in porn, what happens is, if the female, say for example, the female performer is a small person, like a 4-footer,
KingJinx069 says.
and then they usually partner them up with a 6-footer or a 7-footer male with a really big, you know, with a really big D, and then they have sex, you know, and then to the point that the male could literally use the female as like like a doll, okay? So it's that huge discrepancy. I like that. Especially if the female is just enjoying it, even though she's very small in comparison to the male. I like that those things because there is an imbalance and they make it work. So that is
KingJinx069
yeah,
says,
something like that.
yeah.
Those are the things that I really like. So teasing is I'm also pretty cool with that. So there are if you know the scenes where they're in a public place and the female or the male is teasing the female that oh I'm doing this so you get what do you call that? What was the term? What was the term? So you get they get stimulated there. So that kind of thing is also fine by me. It's those things that I like actually. Now on the rec, so male to male is a no-go for me. Female to female is a no-go either as well. So yeah. So what else? Wait a second. So for example, I have no issue because for example, certain what do you call that? Asians are, for example, in pornography, there are females are a separate category, and then you know being ebony or being dark skinned is a separate category. I have no issues with that. It doesn't matter if whatever your skin tone is, or if you're Asian or short or you're tall. However, if there's a mismatch and they make it work, I'm happy with that. So for example, the female is Asian, and then the female is Asian and the male is American. So usually the male is very tall and very big, while the Asian woman is small. I have no issue with that as long as they're happy. And then the opposite, I don't mind either. For example, there are some fetish stuff that is like, for example, Lady Dimitrescu for Resident Evil 8. She's an unbelievably tall and thick woman. So her in sexual stuff encounters with people that are way smaller than her, I don't mind. However, oh yeah, I remembered. Categories that I don't like. Vor is a category that I am not that interested. Because for some reason, for other people, they consider it a sexual, not attraction, stimulation. Vor. But not for me. For me, vor sounds like torture. So no, I am not interested in vor. So yeah. So lesbian, I get it, but it's not for me either. Because I am okay. This is gonna be my sexist opinion of the day. For me, there is a little bit of an excitement on the possibility of pregnancy after a coitus. So yes, I like the categories of cream pie. So if you're gonna say that, yes, that is a category that I really like. And the possibility, you know, when there is a storyline, oh no, don't finish inside, I might get pregnant, is a valid attraction for me, if I would say it that way, you know. So role playing and stuff is fun to me and stuff like that. Yeah.
KingJinx069 says, same.
Yeah. So sa akin, yeah, those are the stuff that I like.
生きるはあ、あなたみたいないいえとにかくロックだかなんだか知りませんが、これ教師としても人生のどうしても即答しないで。あなたが何あ
You're making even less sense. I love this academy. That's why I gotta disobey. Sorry, I gotta distract my. I gotta continue this. Okay.
これはもうダメです。
I have a terrible headache.
もういい。あ？あの
浮かない顔だね。
You in my Jima.
そりゃあんたが悲しそうに髪の毛を黒く染めるとそ
Okay, now my brain is. I think I already played this, but I might as well remind myself. I literally forgot what is the story of this. Yeah, he wants to make a band, but what actually happened? So maybe I didn't finish it. So, but now suddenly I kind of reminding. I think this is like the younger. Yeah, this is a the characters in this story. If I suddenly something is going to my mind now, I think they are related to the original protagonist of Kira Kira. Maybe a younger sister or something. Yeah. Her worried face is cute. Because, for example, the other friend Kazu, he seems familiar. Yeah, Kazuki seems familiar. So he's probably like a younger brother of one of the main characters, of the big characters in Kira Kira.
そういう私はみ大学
Oops, sorry.
呆れたやつね
You've reached 90 minutes streamed.
そう思うなら そうなの何何昨日何か何それちょっと本田あんたが悪いんでしょうがゆい
Like androphobia. Okay, now something in my brain is.
Fenrix 2 says. Daddy
Hey, Fenrix! Welcome back. How are you? How are you? How was your day? How's your day? Yeah, suddenly I'm being reminded. Yes, yes. So maybe I actually played this, but man, I literally forgot what happened in this story. So yeah, I gotta double check.
Fenrix 2 says.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I'm just watching, I guess, reading a visual novel called Kira Kira Curtain Call, but you know, King Jinx, wait, King, I think it's King. Wait, what was his name? So King here is just asking me about kind of a personal stuff about my preferences in porn, but it's another different entirely thing on that. Yeah, so she admitted to her, I think, and then she got super scared. Then he just admitted in the middle of school, and then she'd probably die of embarrassment. So he shouldn't have done that.
Says, how interesting.
Yeah, he kissed her, then backed. So yeah. And then she passed out. I think it's something like that. So what happened? I kind of forgot. Did they do a band tour or something? Why did I forget? You should shave your head bald already.
行くんなら髪の毛黒く戻さないと余計。だけど本田君、どうして急にファッションに。
Yeah, okay, yeah, suddenly my brain, okay. Suddenly I'm regaining some of my memories back. Yeah, Yui is the younger sister of some of the characters in Kira Kira. So suddenly I'm remembering it now. God dang it. I don't remember Suta though, but maybe I'm wrong.
わかるわよ。髪の。
そうちゃんはバンドをする。
あ。
うん、そうだね。そういうわけにもいかない。いいじゃない。うちばっかり言ってないの。
あ、ねえねえ。私たちね。そうなのよ。
二人ともよかったね。
Oh wait, my commander is calling me? Wait a second. suddenly remembered. So maybe my memory is just bad, but I might have played this one already.
そんなにのんきに構えてていいのかしら。あんたの妹も。
マミが本当に？
本当だよ。マミちゃんすごいんだから。
そうなの？そうじゃなくて、こんな風に先輩を差し置いて。
それは大丈夫。
Yeah, this is like an omake, I guess.
そういう。
あ、文化祭も。
何よ。
Be my apprentice.
いやよ。あんま舐めてると噛みつく。約束。
Amnesia Presidencies
なん
says.
だそのことね。
Beest byways on streamandboo.com. Remove the space. PKL61DDW.
でもあんたには一生無理だと思うわ。白馬の。そういう話をしてるんじゃない？だったらなんだってのよ。
2回言ったね。
顔真っ赤に。どう考えてもバッドエンドでしょうが。
Bad end.
そろそろ終わりにしようか。やる気があるのはいいことだが、悪いけど。まあそう言うなよ。明日はちゃんと時間を。もちろん。ホンダたちはまだやり足らないんだな。それで勘弁してくれ。戸締まりだけはしっかり頼むぞ。
あ、はい。物に当たる。せっかく来たのに。そうだね。
By the way, my wife is about to arrive in about, not sure, about maybe half an hour. So I'm gonna relax for now, and I'm gonna end the live stream for now. I'm probably continue this because I'm still kind of forgot what is the story, but I'm having an inkling. But is this a really short story? But would they wouldn't get, you know, maybe. It's just a really short story. 700 MB isn't really a lot, you know? So that's why I'm kind of not really scared, but more like expecting disappointment. But anyway, that is all for now. It's 10 p.m. Gotta end the live stream. We'll see. I'm not sure. There's a really good chance I won't be able to live stream tomorrow because I'll be going to Manila with my commander and we'll be doing something there. So anyway, that is all for now. My name is VM. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope that I will still see you guys in another live stream. So bye for now. Bye bye.